Hello, Gemini. How are you all today? And welcome to your September bonus reading for 2024. For those of you who are returning, it's lovely to have you back. Gemini, for those who are new, welcome. We're very happy to be sharing this time with you today. So my name is Linda, and I'm really pleased to see you here. Some of this reading will resonate with some of you. So this is a general reading, and with general readings, we really don't know uh, who is going to make sense of every single part of the reading. However, we know for sure that some of it will make sense to you, so that's what we'd like you to take on board and listen to what Spirit says. The other part of it, just remember, it's for somebody else. And that's the best way to look at it. We use 4 decks for the messages that we give you. All of this work is channeled through, of course, so I'm just the messenger. And so let's get started, shall we? We'll have a little look, Gemini, have a little look at what Spirit wants to say to you for September 2024, your bonus reading. You would have already received your reading for September. This isn't the bonus. This is a continuous guidance, some more guidance on the month of September 2024. And the great thing about this month, Gemini, is that we're now out of that Mercury retrograde. So we're now moving forward. We're moving forward, and at times aren't as difficult because when Mercury is in retrograde, it can be difficult. That's for sure. It's a bit of an understatement there. Okay, let's have a look and see what Spirit wants to say to you in regards to general messages. This is for Gemini, please. The bonus reading for September 2024. We thank you for your guidance. So I'm using the tarot deck, of course, the traditional tarot. I will also be using the animal tarot that I like. We will give you some messages also, Gemini, in relation to letting go. Those of you who may be in a position in the middle of September where you need to let go of some things. The letting go messages really are lovely, and we do those after we've done this first reading because the letting go deck usually confirms what we've been talking about. And sometimes it's good to have the messages confirmed, confirmation of what we've been talking about. So let's start and have a look and see what Spirit wants to talk to you about, Gemini. So we have the Hangman. We have the Hangman. And look, he's just hanging around there. Gemini, have you been patient or are you getting impatient? Because he's hanging there, and he's studied a lot. He's done a lot of work. He's in some cases, are you feeling a little bit stagnant? Are you feeling I'm sick of waiting? I'm sick of waiting for things to happen. So it says many things. The Hangman is all about, he's studied, he's learned, he has everything at his fingertips, really. I'm being told to say to you, this is also about a decision. So I'm being told, Gemini, some of you are not making a decision. Are you sort of doubting? You are a little bit unsure about what to decide on or what to choose, choices. Some of you may be feeling like this at the moment, where I'm just going to, just hang in here. I'm just going to hang around. I'm just going to hang in for a while and take my time. This is what I'm being told. Some of you are saying, I just want to take my time. That's good. That's good if that's what you feel you need to do, because if that's how you feel, then that is correct, because Gemini, what we feel is usually what we should be doing. And so some of you may be thinking, oh, I'm just going to hang in here. I'm just going to wait. Um, Wait and see what happens. I'm being the observer. Uh, Again, I'm being told I'm going to be the observer in this situation at the moment. Okay. Intuitively, you may be feeling it's time for me to wait for a while. Maybe it's time for me to wait for a while. I'll know when I'm ready. I'll know when I'm ready. So during September, Gemini, it's possible that some of you may be feeling like this and also knowing this to be the right way to go. Just wait and see. So, the Eight of Swords, however, is very different. This is about things happening quickly. This is about things that things can start, and they once they start, they will move very quickly. So it's possible that when you're ready, when you've finished waiting, when you've made up your mind, okay, I'm ready now. I've hung around, I'm waiting, I've been observing, and now I'm ready to move on. This is things happening very, very quickly, Gemini. This is you maybe also being able to bring things in very fast. And this, Gemini's, you're an air sign. And so it's a well-known fact that one of the very positive traits of most Geminis is that they're very swift and very sharp, and they move very quickly. They usually move very quickly. And so this is, they could be, my father was a Gemini, he was a very fast walker, and they really are quite, they move around, they move in and out and everywhere. It's hard to explain, but this is about swiftness. This is about things progressing very quickly. So, Gemini, once you begin whatever this journey is that you're debating on, your future or whatever your money or your life or your family, whatever this is, your career, your business, this is about things happening very fast, very quickly. Now, there's also the possibility that, you've been hanging in there, you've been waiting and, debating and with yourself. This is also about you making sure that you don't go too fast. It can also be that too. Don't go too fast. Make sure that you go step at a time because the outcome is brilliant, whichever way it goes. But you don't want to go too quickly and miss anything. You don't make sure you don't miss anything, a Gemini, this month when it comes to your creations and your abilities to do things. When we look at the Nine of Wands, we see somebody who he's hanging on to that wand like mad, isn't he? Hanging on to his uh, his wand like don't come near me, or this is I'm ready for you. He's ready. He's ready, even though he may feel as though he's got a bit of a journey in front of him. He's still ready. He's worked hard. He's battled through. Gemini, you've probably been going through some things where you've really had to stick to things, and you've done that. You've stood there, and you've worked hard. You've worked very hard on everything that you're planning, and now it's like, oh gosh, I'm ready, but I still feel as though I'm a bit up against it. I still feel as though I'm a bit up against it, but I am prepared to stand my ground here, regardless of what's going on. I am prepared to stand my ground. Gemini, we mustn't forget that what the wands represent. Um, they also represent, they represent growth. See all the beautiful leaves growing at the top of each wand. That's all about, you've been trying to build things up. We've got the same ones here working very hard to build something up here. And there's growth here. And this is also the growth that you've been working hard on. But you're still feeling that it hasn't been an easy journey. Hasn't been an easy journey, and sometimes you feel it could it's possible, Gemini, that at the moment you may be feeling that I've done all that, but I'm still feeling that haven't quite got there yet. I haven't quite achieved what I set out to achieve. We mustn't forget the want of family, as I said before. So for some Geminis, this will be a situation of maybe family or relatives where you may feel as though you're the odd one out, black sheep of the family, maybe, and you're standing your ground on something, even though maybe they are saying, "Well, look, you need to watch this or you need to watch that or whatever." You're standing your ground on something and saying, "No, I've worked hard on this. I've put a lot of effort in on this, and so I'm not going to allow anybody to stop me from going where I need to go with this, whatever this situation is." And what else would Spirit like to add to this, please? We've got the Ace of Swords as part of this story as well. And when I look at the Ace of Swords, because swords are a mindset, they are also stress and strife. But with the ace is a very powerful message because the aces are about creating new beginnings, fresh starts, things like that. But with the of swords, what I always see when I look at this is, the hand is coming out from the cloud there, which is I look at that and see that as maybe your guide's hand or spirit realm saying, "You've got this. Stand your ground. We've got this. Stand your ground." That's what I always see when I see that. So, Gemini, we've got the page of swords as well. We've got a few swords here in this second part of the reading, but that's okay because a swords can also show us a great deal of good stuff. But this is the page of swords, and what this is, it's standing up again. Look at him standing there, and I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for anything. I am ready to speak my truth. I'm ready to stand my ground. And look at him. Here I am. Look how steadfast he is, standing there, really steadfast. Come and get me. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to move on, move forward, out of the stress and strife, out of the stagnation, maybe. Some of you may have been, you're not hanging around, but just stagnant. I'm ready now to move forward. And this is a very positive message about moving forward to a whole new environment sometimes, maybe moving home, moving from a terrible job. It's just going out of the rough seas into a calmer future and not being afraid to do so, not being afraid and believing and knowing that this is a good choice. This really is a good choice. And again, this is another thoughts. This is another message about you and your mindset. There's a few thoughts here about you getting getting your mindset in the correct way, in a thought, in a positive situation, and also working with that mindset of yours, working with that great mind that you have too. She doesn't realise that she doesn't have to feel like this, but she does feel as though she's trapped. She does feel as though she's trapped here. So, Gemini, if you're feeling as though you are trapped in a situation. Look, some of you could very well be in a job that you just hate. You could be in an environment in life, a situation that you're just not happy, and you just feel I want to move on. I'd like to be able to move away from this into a much happier, calmer time, but I just don't know how to do it. Or maybe you feel I'm not quite sure what to do to create this. How do I do this? And of course, we say, well, we have to make changes. We have to get our head around it, get ourselves in the belief system we can do it, we can do this. And then we have to stick to our guns, stand our ground. In many ways, he looks like he's ready for battle, doesn't he? He's not one of the knights or anything, but he's a page. But at the same time, he really is saying, if you want to come, if you want to come and get me, I'm ready for you. I'm ready to uh, to move on. I'm ready to move on. Ready to move on. Entrapment is something that's again swords is trauma, and it is your mindset. It is fear. And of course, fear is one of the worst kinds of emotions because it will hold us back. It does put us in a state of, we just don't feel like we can move. We just don't feel like we can move on. And so, what do we do, Gemini? What do we do when we are in a situation like that, when we feel that we can't move forward? Spirit is saying this from the animal deck. And the giraffe is also upside down. So, this is also about the same sort of message. So they're both number 12. So this in this deck, this is the hangman. So you've got it twice. Look at things in a different light and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progression is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again. So that's just confirming the hangman, but telling you that things will be moving again. Things will happen, things will change. And even though that change, to make that change, you may have to stand up for yourself or stick to your guns. It's something that maybe Gemini, you need to do at the moment because you do need to stand your ground and be strong at the moment, regardless of what else anybody is saying to you, or regardless. Get ready, be ready to make those moves, be ready to move forward, be ready to just decide. I'm going to move away from all this trauma. I'm going to move away from this situation that I'm not happy in, whatever that situation is. You've been waiting for the right time, maybe. For some of you, this Gemini, this could be a really bad job. And you really do need to move on and to get out of it. And you feel like I don't know if I can get another job. I just don't know. I just feel so trapped and I'm really unsure. I'm having trouble looking, she's got a blindfold, having trouble looking at a positive future. I'm having difficulty with that. What this is saying, what this message is saying to you is look at things in a different light, look at things in a different way, and all will make sense. Some things we need to go through to make sense, Gemini. Don't worry if your progress is halted. It's a temporary thing. It's only a temporary thing. Things will soon start moving again. And when they do, it will happen very quickly. It's going to happen very quickly. So be ready. Be ready to handle it and you will move on. You will move forward. I think so. Blue is also Gemini showing me the the tower card of the tarot. And so they want me to say this to you. The Tower card is an interesting interpretation because you've got the tower, and the people have thrown themselves out of the tower, and they've got fire, and the tower's crumbling, and all this sort of thing. And so it's a little bit scary when you look at it. But the thing is this: the tower message is really quite positive because Gemini, it's about all of this sort of thing. It's about all of this sort of thing: the swords, the mindset, the stress, the strife. Um, Getting to a stage where spirit says, okay, we've got to do something here to make Gemini do something different and to make changes, to move on and make changes and get out of the situation. So spirit brings in something, a revelation of some kind where you're put in a position where you have no choice, Gemini. You have to do something. You have to make a move or do something. And what happens is it's then that things start to become more progressive. That's when things start to really move forward in a positive way. And so spirit gets you up and running again. They get you up and running again in the right direction. That's what it's all about. And so with the tower, Gemini, you look back in years to come, sometimes weeks, months to come, and say, well, I'm glad that happened because if it hadn't have happened, I wouldn't have done this and then I wouldn't be where I am today. And so they're bringing the tower to me to tell you that this whatever's going on, there's a reason for it. And if you get yourself ready to move forward, make plans, get your head around it and start to think more positively, then everything will start to get much better. So we have the King of Wands, the King of Spring, the King of Wands. And look at this gorgeous king. Isn't he beautiful? This beautiful lion. There's your moment to step up to a leadership role. The King of Wands is a leader. He's a leader. He's very often a tradesman. He's in his own business. He's also a very strong family man. So Gemini, this is a wonderful message for you to say to you that to be this wonderful king, be this beautiful King of Wands. It's your moment to step up. This is what you need to do at the moment. And you need to take on that role of leader. You need to take on and stand your ground and be ready. Be ready for all of this. And be mentally strong as well. Be mentally strong. Don't back away from the spotlight. Don't back away from the spotlight. Stand up and be noticed. As your plan will be successful as long as you stay focused upon the big picture. Stay focused upon the big picture. Okay? Stay focused on the big picture. The big picture, things happening quickly. Wands, could be your own business, could be family, success around family as well. You planning success around family. This is what this could also be saying to the Gemini. And so he's a beautiful, beautiful king. And look at him, he's looking at that little bird. There's a little bird there. And he's just looking at that little bird. He's not going to swipe him or anything like that. He's just going to observe, have a look, and say, I don't need to swipe you to prove who I am. I'm a king. I'm strong and I'm good. I'm a good person. Gemini, we always like to have a look at the message from Spirit with the letting go, because all of us are always in situations where there's something we need to let go of. Sometimes we just need to let go of things. And so I'm going to ask Spirit, There's one that popped out, and I'm going to ask about the only one. Okay. Because I don't usually take pop outs or throw outs or whatever, but sometimes I think maybe I need to. And the Let It Go deck, it, it always seems to confirm everything that we've talked about, Gemini. So look at this. What one holds in mind tends to manifest. If you're holding fear in your mind, it will manifest. She's got a blindfold on. She's not looking at the situation. Sometimes we need to, Gemini, we need to take the blindfold off, have a look at the real situation, and then accept what the situation is, and then accept the truth to what it is. Okay, accept the truth to what it is. Because don't forget, pages are about words. Pages are also messages. They're messengers, and they bring forth messages, and they bring forth, in some cases, unfortunately, with the page of thoughts, sometimes it can be gossip as well, which we don't want, but it can be that maybe somebody has been causing gossip in your life or creating problems in the family with gossip. It's possible that has happened, and which has put her in a bit of a position, or put you in a bit of a position where, you don't want to listen to that. You only want to believe what you see with your own eyes, hear what you hear with your own ears, things like that. And she needs to take those. She's not bound. She's not really bound that tightly. Right behind her is an opening. So she took the blindfold off, and then she took off those binds, these that are around her, here the bandages that are around her. Then she'll be able to walk through that opening there. She'll be able to walk through that opening and move forward. And so this is very much a message about getting our head around what is going on in our life and not getting involved with that may be being brought in by others. What one holds in mind tends to manifest, is this message. Any thoughts which we consistently hold in mind and consistently give energy to will tend to come into our life according to the very form in which our mind has held it. Do you understand what they're saying there? Will come into our life according to the very form in which our mind has held it. If you've got a brand new car, this is the example my guide is saying. If you've got a brand new car and you're terrified to take it out of the road because you might scratch it, and you keep thinking like that, what's going to happen? You're going to scratch it. So what we think, we create, and that is a fact. The goal of letting go is the elimination of the very source of all suffering and pain. All suffering and pain. All negative feelings stem from the same source, Gemini. When enough negative feelings have been relinquished, let go of, that source reveals itself. When that source itself is let go of the disidentified with, let go of and disidentified with, it's a big word, isn't it? The ego dissolves. The source of suffering, therefore, loses the very basis of its power. So again, this is all negative feelings stem from the same source. Okay? The feelings of despair, which of course come from the mindset as well. So this is very much eliminating, letting go of a lot of negative mindset that you may be struggling with at the moment. So what we want to do, Gemini, is we want to change that into positive thoughts, so that we eliminate all the negative feelings, because they all stem from the same source, and that's fear usually. Fear brought on to you by others, fear created, fear of losing our job, fear about losing our relationship, fear of everything going wrong. And when enough negative feelings have been relinquished and let go, that source usually, what's caused it reveals itself. And you can say, well, I shouldn't have worried so much about that because really, many times people say, well, I was worried about something that didn't eventuate. So we don't want to create things that aren't there, do we? So the source of suffering therefore loses the very basis of its power. So positive, 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 Gemini. The thought patterns are everything. They are who we are. What goes on up here goes on in our life. So think positive, be very, very positive, and eliminate what Spirit is saying to you, Gemini. Eliminate all negative, eliminate it, eliminate where it's coming from, who it's coming from. Elimination. Time this month, he wants you to eliminate the negatives. The negatives. Time for a clean sweep, he's saying. Spirit is saying to you, time for a clean sweep. Reevaluate those around you, he's saying, and time to just letting go, moving on. He's saying that to you, Gemini. Let's see, what's he given you? Oh, a lovely number. So this is the numbers deck that I really do love. Number 5, of course, is a very good number. The message, Gemini, on this one is a bit of adventure. So your life has a master plan that is constantly evolving. Fill it with adventure focused on new experiences rather than material things. By the way, everyone, the writing is so small it's ridiculous, but it's a beautiful deck, and so that's why I have to look through this. By exploring new territories, we challenge ourselves to see the world with fresh eyes. Oh, take the blindfold off and still see the world with fresh eyes. And open minds. The expansion of your heart and soul is what truly matters. Wow, doesn't this make sense for these two? Isn't it interesting what Spirit is saying to you, Gemini? Gemini, Spirit is saying to you, by exploring new territories, we challenge ourselves to see the world with fresh eyes and open minds. The expansion of your heart and soul is what truly matters. Huge changes around you, Gemini. Huge changes for you in September. Big opportunities coming. My guide is saying to you, Gemini, don't apologize for being who you are. Don't apologize for being who you are. Time for a new direction. For many of you, it's a time for a new direction. I'm also being given family circle. The importance of a family circle. I'm being shown a new vehicle. So I'm being shown a new vehicle. So some of you may be considering that. I am being shown the chariot card, which is twofold. So it is about a new vehicle. It is about upgrading to a new vehicle, getting a new vehicle. For some of you, it may be a second vehicle. But that also relates to taking control of your destiny. That is also taking control of your destiny and knowing that you're ready to step into a leadership role. Oh, thank you. That's right. Leadership. Oh, gosh. A leadership role. Sometimes I forget what I've said and my spirit reminds me. A Gemini spirit is also saying to you, to some of you, look, go your own way, go your own way, do things your way for success, do things your way. And I'm also being shown this standing your ground. I know what I'm doing, so I know what I'm doing. I know. Um, I know I can take control. So I'll just see if there's anything else that Spirit wants to tell you for this bonus reading, Gemini. There are some things he's saying. Please take your time. Some of you will need to take your time with some things. He's saying, try not to rush. Uh, that may not be easy for some of you. So that's why he's emphasizing try not to rush things, because you don't want to have to go back and do it again. He's telling you that. And also, the universe is looking forward to seeing your success, Gemini, in all this little adventure. That is obviously, for some of you, it's begun, for some of you, it's about to, because September's a good time. And we are now moving forward out of the retrograde. So we've got a very powerful new moon on the 3rd, and then, of course, we've got the full moon coming up too, which is another very powerful moon. So remember, what one holds in mind leads to manifest. Any thought which we constantly hold in mind and constantly give energy to will tend to come into our world according to the very form in which our mind has held it. Remember that message, it's a very important one. Gemini, this has been your September bonus reading. I'm sure that much of it does resonate with you. That does, wonderful. That doesn't, remember, it's for somebody else. It's for the other Geminis, because you're all on different paths, aren't you? And it is a general reading. So if you have enjoyed this reading and you would like to give us a like, we would be very grateful. If you haven't, if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, I know that YouTube's been around a long time, so a lot of us, myself included, we subscribe to things and then we don't really follow. Um, but we would like you to subscribe and maybe tick the little on the bell. If you click on the bell and put all, because we do have some wonderful things coming your way, Gemini, in relation to the work that we do on YouTube, because we don't just do star signs. And so we also put out channeled messages every 3 to 4 days from the spirit realm for everybody out there. And I never know what they're going to be about on the day. I just go with the flow and say, I'm just the messenger. And so they are usually very well, gives good advice to whoever finds them. And we believe that whoever's meant to watch those videos will find them. They will come across them and they will watch them. And that's how we feel about it. That's our belief system. So if you'd like to do that, that would be wonderful. It's been great spending this time with you today for your bonus reading for September 2024. Please take care of yourself. Look after yourself, Gemini. Have a wonderful September. And I certainly hope that we get together again sometime. So bye-bye for now.